Okay, and when we add, we should get 4,950 all over 3. Here we'll get 1,000. Here we'll get 1,650. And this would be our mean. So that means if I give you these 3 cars and we sell them, we would make 4,950, right? If I sell 3 cars at 1,650, so if I have 3 cars that are all going for 1,650, then I can still get the same profit, 4,950. So do you see what mean tells you? 1,650 is a special value. Why? Because 3 cars of this price will give me the same profit as the cars that I had, as the 3 different cars that I had. Exactly. So this mean is a value which, if you bring in the same amount as your different guys, it will do the same effect. So we had 3 of these guys. If we bring 3 of the mean, it will give us the same effect as these 3 different guys. That's how mean is the typical value. That is how we can represent it as the typical value. Instead of saying 50 different things, we can have 50 of the same, giving us the same effect. Exactly. Now, our mean, we've seen that we can say mean is x bar. To get this special value, this special guy called mean, it will be x bar, which is summation. Remember, to get the sum, you'd say summation of x over the total number of things over n. Now, sometimes you could have a frequency distribution, which is a table, right? You could have a frequency distribution, and our mean now becomes summation of x would be now the summation of x times f over summation of f. Okay? Summation of x, instead of summation of x, it's now summation of x times f over the summation of f. You see, how am I going to remember that? Do I have to remember? No. These 2 formulas for mean are given in your syllabus. Now, let me just say something. Here, this would be for ungrouped data. Ungrouped data. And in here, there would be no table. Okay? No table as well. In here, this part 2, this second formula would be for grouped data, okay, and ungrouped data as well, and ungrouped data. You say, what? It is also for ungrouped? Yes. I know you guys will be smarter. What happens with this is we use this formula whenever we have a frequency distribution, okay? There will be frequency distribution. So we can say there is a frequency distribution. Whenever there is a frequency distribution, so we'll cancel this and just say, when you have a frequency distribution, which is that table, which gives you values and distribution, then you will use this formula. Because you can have a frequency distribution for ungrouped data. I'm going to show you, using examples, what I mean. So, but let's just see where you'll find it. You'll find it in your formula booklet. I'm going to your formula booklet right now. Okay. Here, probability and statistics. We go right to the page. You can scroll right to, it'll be one of the last pages in your formula booklet, your MF19, right? MF19, the formula booklet which you have. Right now, you'll find it in the syllabus. As part of your syllabus, if you're doing the 2023 to 2025 syllabus. And right now we would have it on page 45, is it? Exactly. Anyway, now what we would have is here is the formula for mean. So we have these 2 formulas for mean right now here. So this would be our mean. Sorry, we do this. Here is our mean. This is the formula for mean. And here we said ungrouped data. Yes, true. Now this, we say not just group data, but it is for data when you have a frequency distribution. Okay, that is when you have a frequency distribution. Okay, it's the same thing. We're just adding a little more flesh because I know you guys understand and you see with examples. We will say summation of XF. We'll just come and pick this formula. Here we'll pick this formula and we'll be able to use it. Okay, remember that summation is the capital sigma. It means summation. Now, sometimes you can see it's doing this. We can say mean X bar is equal to the summation of X from 1. Okay, we do it. We say summation of X, we put an I, from 1 to N or over N. You say to me, what is going on now? Now, when we put this I, we are now saying we'll be now wanting to put the number of X values that you are adding. For example, if I have 4 things, I can say the mean is going to be the summation of X from, when you see this I, it means we are going to tell you how many X values there are. So when we put in a small I as a subscript, like a small I down there, we are going to now tell you how many. We'll come here and say from 1 up to 4. Okay, we say I equal to 1. So we say summation of X, then I equal to 1. We'll be saying from 1, then we'll put the last value alone here to 4. So here, when we don't know how many there are, we know we are adding n things. So we'll just say summation from 1 up to the last number. Okay, then divided by the total number of things. So if there are 7 things, would be from 1 up to 7. Then we say divided by 7. Okay, 7 things, right? Exactly. Now, we will not use this formula because it has a lot of work. So we just write it to say that the mean is equal to summation of X, even though we may know how many they are. Just say summation of X over N. And this is for ungrouped, which means there is no table. You have your values listed to say your values are 30 kgs, 31, 34, 39. When it's like this, we can just now use this formula because your data is out there. Okay, there is no table. There is no, when you have no frequency distribution, then you will use this first formula. Okay, when you have no frequency distribution, there is no table, your values are listed, you will use this one. But if there is a frequency distribution, there is a table, then we'll use that. Okay, that's it. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.